Hey y'all, it's me, Fletch, back at it again with yet another story time. As y'all sure already know, because I'm the baddest, the baddest trans bitch on YouTube, and that is on period, darling. All right, y'all. So in today's story time, I'm gonna give a disclaimer very, very quickly. Don't do anything that I did in this story time. Whether a guy is attractive to you, very handsome, beautiful, whatever the case may be, you should never withhold any information from anybody, especially information about oneself. Because me withholding information, especially something as important as this, I could have lost my life. So this story time takes place back in early 2022. I was working at Dematic. I was no longer with Clarion Security anymore. So I'm working at Dematic. And of course, like, you know, guys love to see pretty girls in uniforms. So I was the new kid on the block. I was the new fresh face. They had just got rid of one of their other security guards. She ended up started working for, I'm talking too fast. She ended up actually working for the company themselves. She was no longer security guard. So they were looking for another person to fill in that spot. So of course, me, you know, I done trucked along, girl, and I done snagged the spot, girl. I got the job, girl. Everything came back clear, boo. I'm there. I'm here. In the break room, they had like tables that were like by the windows, by the front doors, because we were responsible for letting people in that had like interviews, contractors, anybody that did not have a badge. We were responsible for opening up the doors and letting them in. That was what my job was at that job. Very easy, very simple. But I ended up leaving that job because, like I told y'all in my other story time when I was talking about Chris, oh boy, that was my supervisor. He was trying to little boy me. And I'm saying that because you just, whatever. Sometimes you just had to, whatever. He was trying to play with me. And I was not the one to play with. And I had to let him know I was not the one to play with. But this is, I want to say, 3 months prior before this happened. So, well, before that happened, before I got into it with him, I had this cute little like bob wig. It was his hair that I had bought from the beauty supply store that was like $350, and that hair was trash. Like, the hair became trash until after I cut it. When I cut it to that bob, girl, the hair was perfect, but when it was long, girl, that hair was trash, honey. I had just started wearing contacts at this time because I was not wearing contacts at all. I tried to wear contacts once upon a time, but they were hurting my eyes because I didn't know how to put them in. I was putting them in wrong. But when I learned how to put them in right, you know, my eyes wasn't hurting no more. So I had in these hazel contacts. I had drew my eyebrows, but at that time I was drawing my eyebrows real blocky. My sister, she had made these press-ons for me. They were like these little burgundy press-ons. They had these cute little gems on the girl. They were really, 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 really pretty. Really, 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 really cute. So, you know, I'm looking real cute. I'm looking real snazzy, real pizzazzy, girl. You know, I'm gonna put the picture up in here like I always do, girl. That's when I tell y'all, like, when I was with security, honey, these folks could not mess with me. Face stayed beat, hair stayed done, nails stayed did. Girl, body was snatched, honey. I was the cuntiest of all the cunts, okay? It was guys upon guys upon guys that would come up to me, be trying to talk to me, girl. Like, I had got like a good 5 numbers within one day, y'all. And I met this one dude. I'm not gonna say his name because he's not out, but he is bisexual. But I met this guy and he was a supervisor, and me and him, we started flirting, going back and forth with each other. We started dating, talking, whatever it was. We messed off a little bit, girl, but you know, that's not really a story time per se. But if you want to know what happened, then I can tell you the story time. If you don't really care about what happened, girl, and then I'm not gonna tell it to you. I ended up meeting this guy. And we're gonna call this guy, let's call him, what can we call him, girl? Let's call him Idris. Let's call him Idris, okay? Like Idris Elba, he looked just like Idris Elba. So we're gonna call him Idris. So Idris was, like I said, he looked like Idris Elba, but he wasn't as old as Idris Elba. He was like a tall, dark-skinned guy. He wasn't too tall, but he was like yay tall. Like, I'm 5'5". He was about like a good 5'8", 5'9". He had like really pretty straight teeth. He had like a little gap, but it wasn't too big of a gap. But it was like a little slick, like slim, tiny gap, girl. He was from down in Mississippi. I'm not gonna say where, but he was down in Mississippi, girl. He was, I want to say, like, he had like a very like strong, like a muscle built physique. Like, you know, the boys in there in the country, girl, they be very muscular. I mean, like, they be having like rock hard, solid abs, girl. And I mean, our back be strong, they biceps be like, girl, he was buff, honey. He was buff, girl. I had been peeping him out for a little minute, and I just thought he was just so fine. Like, I mean, girl, he is. If y'all ever saw him, he is a handsome man, very gorgeous man. So, you know, I never, ever, 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 like, when I think a man is attractive, I get very insecure about myself and as a trans person because I don't know if I come and speak to you, you already done peeped the scene, you know my tea, and then you're like, oh no, I don't mess off with girls like you. You know, I don't ever want to embarrass myself like that. I'm afraid to be rejected based off of what I am. Not because of my appearance, but just because of what I am. So I kind of like admired him from afar and I never spoke to him. So one day, you know, I'm in the break room. This is my shift, girl. I done changed my hair out, girl. I got my little long because I still got my Sakula wig, girl. I'm not getting rid of the Sakula wig. So if I say Sakula wig, you know what wig I'm talking about. I had my little Sakula wig on, girl. My little headband because my lace was not blending in. I had my little cute red lipstick on. And I had my little polo bag with me, girl. I'm just looking real cute in my uniform, honey. Taking my little pictures by the window because they had this big, beautiful window. Like the whole lunchroom had windows like all the way. Like you see this window right here, right? Imagine this window stretched all the way down around the wall, and then it went all the way around the other wall. So it was like a big old L shape for all the windows. So you had sunlight coming in at all angles. I'm sorry, I'm chewing gum. Let me speak this out. It had the best sun-kissed moments in that break room. So I would literally walk in there and wait until like 7, 8 o'clock to start posting my pictures, doing my little sun-kissed moments and stuff. Because, girl, it had my skin looking phenomenal, girl. Like, the face be beat, honey. Like, it was looking so, like, I loved that room. I loved that room so much. So occasionally I would get up and I'd walk around in the warehouse, things like that, you know, not really bothering nobody. Nobody really bothered me. They would just look at me and not say anything. So I want to say people started kind of like figuring out that I was trans, not because I was telling them, but just because people was kind of like hinting at it, or like, you know, they ended up probably reading my badge or some shit like that. Like, you know, people just be in my business because they want to be in my business. A lot of guys that were talking to me, that wanted my number, that were speaking to me, they kind of just stopped talking to me. And I was fine with that because I didn't want y'all talking to me anyway, to be quite frank. I ended up seeing him while I was walking through the warehouse, and then he looked at me and I looked at him, and he smiled and waved, and I smiled and waved at him, and I went on back into the break room. Now, this one guy that walked up to me, and he was like, hey, I hate to be too forward, but can I get your number? I was like, yeah, you can get my number. I gave this man my number, whatever. We linked up before, girl, and I mean, it really wasn't nothing like exciting to tell y'all about that story time, except for he tried to flip it around and be like, oh, I'm ready to be a devoted husband to my wife. Meanwhile, your wife was embarrassing you every morning when you got to work, girl. Like, mind you, the break room got like 50 million windows, girl. I can see everything that's happening in that parking lot, girl. Your wife, she coming up over there, she beating you up. Sister girl, she pregnant and stuff. She trying to drag you in the parking lot. She throwing stuff in your face, honey. You just standing there looking at you, just taking it, girl. Like, there's no way. I would have girl, when I'm telling you, I ended up having to stay one of these days within the week because the guy that worked third shift, who I ended up linking with as well. Oh my goodness, y'all, I'm such a whore. I ended up having to work his shift. Now, mind you, didn't nobody tell me he wasn't coming in. Didn't nobody call me and say, hey, Fletch, would you mind staying? Nobody said anything. So, of course, me being unaware, girl, I had to stay. Miss Claudette, the lady that I worked with at the time, real sweet lady, love her to death. I wonder how she's doing. She was the first female Sagittarius that I had ever met in my life, and she was so sweet. I had to sit there all the way up until third shift comes in. But hilariously, y'all, at that time, they did not have a third shift overnight working person for security. So Mr. Charles, sometimes he would have to stay longer because they didn't have anybody that would be out there patrolling the parking lot, right? So I was up in there, I was chilling on my business, you know, I'm on my phone, girl, doing my own little thing, just having a grand ass time. Around this time, y'all, I ended up getting my hair done in these 48-inch long black faux locks, girl. And I have a picture to prove it, because folks always think somebody lying, girl. Ain't nobody gonna lie to you. So I have the picture to prove it, and my sister, she did my hair for me. Girl, the best style I ever did. Hair was extremely long, unmanageable, heavy. It kept getting caught up in the truck doors, girl. One time, I drove off, girl, and I thought I ran over one of the pieces of the hair. Like, it was just too long for me. I'm very short, but that's neither here nor there. When he walked in, y'all, he was like, you know, what's up with you? I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm just here. I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm here. He was like, what time do you naturally get off? I said, I get off at 3. I'm not supposed to be here right now. But the person that works security on this shift did not show up. So they didn't ask me. So I ended up having to stay up until 6 in order for me to wait till the next person came in or whatever it was. So he was like, okay, cool. So, like, what do you like to do outside of work? Like, you know, where do you live at? Blah, blah, blah. Just ask me random old, simple, you know, questions. Not really nothing too exciting. Not nothing that's important, right? So, mind you, I'm very much so gagged because, like I said, he was a very beautiful looking man. Idris was a very beautiful looking man. So, I really didn't know what to say. I'm trying to make sure, like, my voice is, like, right here as well. I don't have to like every time. My voice be just like this, but it'd be just a little bit higher. Like it'd probably be like a little like right here. It'd probably be right here. But I still sound exactly the same way that I sound when I'm talking to y'all. You don't even hear a difference, do you? Exactly. So that bitch that said that my voice be giving me clock, girl, shut your ass up. I'm taking a shot of this Gran Cormino. It's tequila, girl. And it's in this, like I showed, it's in this bottle right here, girl. One of my little link ups, he had got me this. Well, he didn't get me this, but he had bought it. And he was like, well, I can't, take an open bottle with me because, if I get pulled over, they're going to send my ass to jail. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's true. So you thought I could have the rest of it. It was not all the way down here when he gave it to me. It was like right here. Girl, I went out, yesterday? No, not yesterday. Day before yesterday with my sister for her birthday. Girl, we turned Bill Street up. Girl, we had so much fun. We had a time, girl. A time was to be had, honey. It was a time. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. So I'm going to take this shot in honor of Taco Tuesday and Tipsy Tuesday, because I won't be recording on Tuesday, girl, because I'm just not going to be recording, girl. So cheers to the girls' weekend and to being the baddest bitch. Ugh. Whew, it's disgusting. Girl, this kind of gives me like the same type of feeling of Casamigos, but it's more like on the adult spectrum. It's not giving like 20-year-old, it's giving like 30. So as we're talking, it was this heavy set dude, real ugly, like bad teeth. Like I know my teeth ain't the best, but I mean his teeth was bad, girl. They was one of the crisscross, hot cross buns. Like it was definitely double dutching in his mouth. And he looked up in there at me while I was talking to Idris, and he was like, hell nah, man, hell nah. Bitch, what are you talking? Like, why are you saying something? Ain't nobody talking to you. Like, first of all, don't blow up my spot. Don't blow up my cover. Because, girl, you was trying to get down, too. So, let's not do that. Don't do too much. So, girl, he just looking in there, shaking his head. Everybody walking down the hallway, they laughing and whatnot while Idris is talking to me. So, he's peeping them laughing while he's talking to me. And he looks in the hallway at them. They look at him. And then I'm looking at them, looking at him like, y'all better shut up. Don't ruin the good thing I got going. So they ended up walking on down the hallway, and then he was just walking around the break room talking to me. He ended up getting him a cup of coffee in the afternoon, girl. Like, that's crazy. But he ended up getting him a cup of coffee, and he was getting a napkin because he had wasted some coffee on the little stand. So he was cleaning it off right. And then he walked over to me, and he handed me this piece of the napkin, and he was like, call me whenever you get the chance. Me? Call you? Are you for real? Are you playing? I was like, girl, like, but you can't act like you ain't never been around a fine man before. You have to act like you really don't care. I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll call you, if I got the time too. I don't know. If it depends. Like, I might be tired when I get off. I don't know. And he was like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, great. Well, you have a good one. Have a great shift. He's like, okay, thank you. And he walked on out, girl. When he walked out, girl, I walked to that bathroom, and I screamed. Like, I didn't scream loud, but I kind of like squealed a little bit. I had a little fangirl moment because I had been peeping this man out for so long. I just did not know how to approach him. And like I tell y'all, you let the trade come to you. You never go to the trade. If a man want to talk to you, he's going to talk to you. I get home, we're texting back and forth. We're having like cute little boring conversations. Not really much is being said. We're not really talking about too much of anything. It's really just us talking about our lives, how old we are, where we from, do you have kids? And I hate when they ask that question, especially referring to me, because, babe, my kids are microscopic. I don't have, like, physical children. Now, you can catch them. During the duration of me actually texting him and getting to know him a little bit, he was a pompous. He was very smart aleck. He always had, like, smart remarks. Okay, y'all, so TNT, I was able to get into my iPhone, y'all, and I found messages. Okay, so we got to an argument about me saying that he was dodging me because it felt like he was dodging me because, he does have children. So, well, y'all don't know. So he does have kids. And I felt like he was dodging me because every time I would ask him, could we go somewhere? Could we hang out? X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, right? He would always tell me, like, no, I can't do it today. No, I can't do this. No, I can't do that. Blah, 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 right? So I started feeling like, okay, you asked for my number. I didn't ask for yours. You gave me you gave me your number. I did not ask for your number. And you're acting like, I'm being a pestilence to you. You hit me up. You wanted my attention. So, when I wanted his too, but you wanted my attention. So, why are you trying to act brand new to the situation, right? He's basically asking me, what was I doing for Christmas? And then I told him what I was doing. And then I was telling him that we were going to go to Zoo Lights. And then that's when I told him, like, I'm not going to ask to do anything on Christmas, so no need to dodge. He was like, LOL, I tell the truth anyway, so I don't dodge. And with my kids, I said, I know it's somebody dodging me because I be dodging other people. Aside from that, that's good. So then he said, why do you think I'm dodging you? I said, well, when every time I ask to hang out, you're busy or have a reason why you can't. I said, it kind of starts feeling that way. Not that I care anything, but dang, if you don't want to hang with me, it's okay, friend, because I be the same way. So then he was like, wait, that was the first time you ever asked to hang. So what you mean every time? Wrong guy. I said, I've asked a lot of times, actually. I can scroll up and show them to you. So no, it's not the wrong guy. He was like, please do enlighten me. So girl, I showed every time he did, girl. He was talking about some. One time I asked him, I was like, what are your plans this weekend? He said a bunch of stuff and that type of stuff. I said, oh, okay. That's nice. I plan on getting my nails done sometime Saturday or maybe Friday. I'm not sure yet. He said, okay, that sounds good. And I was like, yeah. And I said, this wasn't a dodge because I'm asking you what you do. What are your plans this weekend? Because I want to link up with you, right? Okay. So, but that wasn't a dodge though. So then listen, I asked him, I was like, he was like, what are you doing? I said, not much. Gonna wash my face. So when do you want to hang out for real? I said, because if you're not busy this weekend, I'm going to Zoo Lights if you want to come with just friendly stuff. Then he was like, yeah, I'm getting my kids for the parade this weekend. That was a dodge. So I'm like, okay. So then I asked him again. I was like, well, he was like, what did he say? He said he might slide to my house before he goes home. I said, I mean, that's if you want to. You don't have to. He said, I know I don't. I said, it was in general. That's the smart stuff I was talking about. Because, girl, don't do too much. Listen, he said that was too. I said, that's good, I guess. I said, I don't know what you want me to say. He was like, nothing. I said, exactly. He said, but if I leave the area before you do, then yeah, it's over with. I said, this was also a dodge, but it was snarky. And it was. It was a very snarky ass dodge. Because you're always being a smart ass. So then I said, there's your enlightenment. Read it to the best of your ability. Exactly. So he was like, from my understanding, I can just say you still have to learn. Because there's a difference than dodging than actually telling you what I got going on. I said, honestly, no, I don't. I said, I've been dealing with people for a long time. So from my understanding and experience, I can definitely tell dodging from actually being busy. Like I mentioned before, I don't care. Just if that's the case, let me know. It's not going to affect me. That's all I'm saying. Every time I would text him, he would always be like, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Bitch, you know who it is, ho. Like, girl, stop acting like he ran fucking new. So then one time, he ended up asking me to link up with him, and I ended up going to sleep because my head was hurting. I told him the day before my head was, well, not the day before. I told him that my head was hurting, so I ended up going to sleep. But we had made plans to link, and I ended up not being able to link with him, right? So he was a little upset about that. He was like, so why'd you fudge me out, though? That's not a good move. I said, I didn't. I fell asleep. I remember me texting you, telling you I had dozed off, which I did. He was like, the next morning at 2, though, you knew it was over. And I said, at least I told you. I fell asleep rather than not saying anything at all, because that would have been rude. So he was like, but it's no issue to me, though. It's usually like that until they actually meet me, and then I'm not interested anymore. I had a feeling it was going to take that route before you even agreed to. What do you mean? So I said, my thing is, regardless of how you're taking it out of common courtesy, I did say I had dozed off. I even mentioned I was going to take a nap when I got home because my head was hurting. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. Exactly. So like I be telling y'all, communication is not the problem with me. The communication is always an issue with these men. Y'all don't know how to talk to people. So then he was like, okay, if that was the case or was one, I tried on my end. Now your turn on the situation to make it better. I said, it's in text. There isn't a case. If it is in text, that I said I apologize. I said, if it's in text that I said I apologize. Well, I did apologize. I did. He said, okay, make it up. Like you're demanding something from me. I said, make it up by... Like, what do you mean? He said, same way we had the agreement. I said, you got to elaborate and be specific. I'm very direct. So whatever you directly say, that's how it'll be handled. I'm not no fortune teller, boo. I'm not going to try and guess and figure out what you talking about. Girl, like, not too much. So then he was like, and I'm telling you, ooh, you're telling me. The same thing I was planning for you to do, the same thing I was planning to do for you, if you forgotten, just say that. I said, oh, ain't nobody forget. I just thought you wanted something different. That's why I said be specific while you trying to be smart. Exactly. He was like, okay, be specific now. Tell me what it is. I said, you tell me. You the one saying I got to make it up to you. I can answer a question I didn't ask, period. So let's not do that. So then he was like, what did he say? He said, what did I offer to you? What was you meeting me supposed to be Friday for to do? I said, why you acting like you can't just say what you want in a message? I said, it's just 4 words, my guy. He said, because to me, you talk, but I don't think it's really no action behind you. I said, I haven't made any promises to you, so you can't say that full-heartedly with your chest when you just met me. Like, what's wrong with you? Because at this point in time, he didn't know my tea. So he said, enjoy your day, my G. I said, you do the same, sir. He said, always, I'm a man. It's great being one. And I said, LOL, what does that mean? Because you're trying to be funny still, but you don't even know that I got a in between my legs. What does that mean? What are you trying to say? What are you referring to? He said, a real meaning, that's all. But what's up on today? I said, nah, what does that mean, though? Because we're not going to change the subject. You trying to be sexist to be funny because you don't know that I'm the same thing that you are. So what do you mean by that? What are you trying to imply by that? What are you saying? So then he was like, nothing at all. I said, oh, okay. I was going to say, it seemed like we had something in common for a second. But yeah, I'm not doing anything today. Just making me a new wig when I get home. How about you, boo? And then he was like, say what? You heard what I said. Maybe we had something in common. You see how I told you, but I didn't tell you. But yo ditzy, dumb, smart ass didn't hit what I was saying. Because you're too busy up in your head. You're very egotistical. You couldn't understand. You couldn't comprehend what I was saying. Because you were on your high horse. Don't be sexist. Now we can get back onto the story, girl. I just have to put that in for some filler. I basically told you that I was trans, but you were too dumb to realize that's what I was telling you. So then after that, he asked me, want to get a room? Sure, we got a room, girl. And we went to the room. Me, my heart's racing, girl. I'm nervous. I'm scared. Because, again, I have not told you my tea yet, and I'm not sure if you caught my message, if you know my tea. So I walk in the room, girl. Of course, the man's very beautiful. He's looking real good. He smells good. He smells like his cologne, whatever the case may be. But he asked me to give him a massage. He took his shirt off. He had some oil with him, and I started massaging his back, whatever, girl. He had a nice little body, a nice booty, girl, whatever the case may be. I'm rubbing his shoulders, girl. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. So then he asked me to get on the bed so he can massage me. So, girl, he started massaging me and whatnot, girl, and then he started, spreading my butt cheeks apart, girl. Mind you, I'm clenching my legs together to make sure that nothing pops out. But something ended up popping out, girl, and then that's when I was like, well, we here now, so what's tea? This time I'm gonna get my revenge back. And not revenge just for me. Revenge for all the women you just disrespected by saying what the hell you said. He lays down on the bed and whatnot, girl. He done pulled his pants down and his dick slapped his motherfucking throat, girl. He had a big ass horse dick, right? So, girl, I got on my 1s and 2s, my 3s and my 4s, girl. I started working this man out, girl. I'm sucking the skin off this man's dick. I'm just having a grand ass time. But little does he know, I got a plan for you. But then he's like, I want to fuck you. I'm like, okay. Sure, go ahead, girl. You can. I'm ready for you. Bring it on, boo. And turn over, and I got in doggy style position. So I'm like, do you have any lube? He was like, no. I said, well, I can run back home real quick and go grab some lube if you need me to go grab some lube. He was like, nah, we already here. I said, okay, then that's fine. Because, granted, I was going to go home and not come back anyway. So, that's fine. So, girl, he done put himself inside me, girl, and everything's going good. So, girl, the events that occurred after this, honestly, I don't feel bad for, because you was trying to shit on biological women, so I shat on you. Y'all, listen, I know it sounds disgusting. I know it's bad, but I don't feel bad. I would have felt bad if you were kind to me and you didn't know my tea. And I did some dirty shit like that to you. No pun intended. But the simple fact of the matter is that you came at me crazy. You were being smart. And you disrespected women. Somebody that you came from, that if they were not here, if they did not exist, you wouldn't exist either. Oh, girl, I'm finna shit on you. For real. Do I feel bad for not telling him ahead of time that I was trans? Honestly, no. Because you got what was coming to you. You can disrespect anybody else. You're not going to disrespect me and my ladies. I don't play like that. Y'all can say that I was wrong for not telling him that I was trans, but you can't say I didn't defend y'all in y'all's honor. Because I definitely did. I definitely did, girl. Give me some dab, girl. We definitely, girl. High five the phone screen, girl, because I repped for y'all. Most definitely. I didn't do that because I was just being a dirty bitch. I did that because you was being a dirty individual. You have a dirty personality. We stopped talking for a long time. Then you end up quitting that job. Girl, you don't work there no more. Girl, I ended up moving places, blah, 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 right? So, basically, y'all, we ended up speaking again. But, it wasn't really nothing interesting. We have not linked up since that time. And I actually ended up seeing him at Target. And I saw him with his whole entire family. He's got a girlfriend. He's got kids. Girl, let me tell y'all, we actually ended up getting into an argument, girl, about something that he said, something that he did. And he ended up telling me how, oh, I wasn't going to mess with you no way. I had a whole girlfriend at the house and I got kids. Wasn't I trying to come see you? I said, well, it's funny that you got a girlfriend at the house and whatnot, but yeah, you was coming to come see me. So why you talking? That's why on your, girl, I was going off on that man. I would tell y'all like all the other details about it, but I'm not trying to say too much because he does follow me on Snapchat. But I don't really, like, I'm going to tell you this in case you watch this story time. I don't care to see you. I don't care to link up with you. I really don't care. I don't like your personality. I don't like your attitude. I don't like you as a person. You look good. That's fine. But just because somebody looks beautiful does not mean that they're a beautiful person. Beauty is only to the eye of the beholder. Beauty is not a personality. Beauty is not a spirit. Beauty is not an entity. Basically, that very much so like ends this story time of he did not know that I was trans. Y'all, honestly, I don't condone me not telling people that I'm trans, but I did tell you that I was trans. I just didn't tell you that I was trans. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And I promise you guys, I'll be back again with yet another story time. And if you guys love my gorgeous face, make sure you guys share this with your friends, your cat, your dog, girl, your liquor store man, because I'm still searching for mine. Like, share it with your weed man, girl, the folks up in the precinct, girl, if there's somebody in jail watching me. Share it with the night guard, girl. Share it with your inmates, girl, something, your cell buddies. Share it with somebody, girl. And I promise you guys, I'll be back at it again with yet another video. But before we go, let's take another shot. Grab your glass. We're going to pop open this bottle. Cheers again, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye, baby. Cheers. Okay, so I feel like I need to clarify this really quick before I end this video. Do I feel bad for some fact of the matter that I did not tell him that I was trans in the beginning when I first met him? Yes and no. The only reason why I don't feel bad is because it's the fact of the matter that I should not have to disclose anything about me to you and I don't know you. That's one. That's personal information. Now, I do feel bad because, you know, that's something that you should always tell people, regardless of whether, you know, you want to fuck with them or not. That's something that people should always know up front. But you have the right to refuse to tell people that information. So now, dealing with the story time, do I feel bad that I didn't tell him? Absolutely fucking not. Because not only did you have a girlfriend, when you told me that you were single, not only did you have a baby mother, girlfriend, baby mother, same thing. Not only did you have kids, you were a sexist motherfucking human being. So I definitely don't feel bad now. Hell, if I wanted to apologize, bitch, I'm definitely not going to now. So that's what I mean when I say I don't feel bad. I do feel bad for not telling you because I should have told you because that's a respectful thing to do. But I don't feel bad about you finding out the way that you did because you deserved it. That's all I'm saying on that.